In today's digital landscape, over 4.7 billion people are using social media, and millions of brands are competing for the same few seconds of your attention. But the painful truth is that most brands will not stand out. They will just look the same, sound the same, and sell the same, and people will just forget about their content and they remain invisible. When you fail to stand out, three dangerous things are bound to happen. One, you compete on price instead of value because your customers cannot tell the difference. So they pick who offers the service for the cheapest price. The second thing that will happen is that you attract the wrong audience because your message is too generic to actually attract your true market. And the third thing that will happen is that you lose attention, which is your most expensive currency in this digital era. In a crowded marketplace like this, invisibility is worse than failure. It's better you put out content that people can see but it doesn't perform very well than to just stay invisible. So here's the solution. You rather differentiate yourself rather than duplicating yourself. Standing out is not about actually being louder, it's about being clearer and truer to your audience. It's about creating a unique identity that instantly signals to your audience we are not like every other person, we are not like the rest. So let's break down this into like 5 proven steps that you can use to stand out in this noisy digital world. Number one, define your brand position very clearly. Positioning is the foundation of visibility. Ask yourself, what do we do differently? Why should someone choose us over the others? Do we make it more comfortable? Do we save more time on the customers? Do we are we the fastest? Are we the cheapest? What do we believe in? What do they believe about us? Your brand must own a unique corner of your industry's mind, that there are people that are loyal to what your brand's position, your brand's core values are. The second way to stand out is to have a distinct visual and verbal identity. From your brand colors to your tone and your style, it should all make people to like pause halfway and like reconnect that okay, this belongs to this brand, this belongs to this personality. Use visuals that are unique, and rather than using recycled stock photos and AI generic stuff and stuff like that, craft captions that sound like you instead of using. Some of us are good at deploying ChatGPT write-ups and stuff like that in our post. It will be good for you to be authentic, original, and stuff that when people hear, they can say this can only come from this particular person. So the third way to standing out is telling a story that no one else can tell. Tell a story that no one else can tell. Like you are the only you that exists in this world. Your brand is the only your brand that exists in this world. So every one of us should take that pride in telling our stories, our unique stories in the best way possible, because they are not too. There is no duplicate of yourself anywhere else. Tell your story, your origin, your mission, your struggles, that thing you believe in, that thing that differentiates you, what makes you unique. Tell it to people with all sense of pride and excitement and passion. Let people see that okay, this is you. This is you. Tell the stories and people will connect with you on a more deeper level. Just take for instance now a solar company can talk about solar panels and watts like everyone else, but if you tell the story of how your founder grew up in a power scarce region and now helps families achieve energy independence, like it's more memorable than just selling the product features and stuff like that. So everybody should tell their unique stories. It makes the audience to be more loyal, more faithful to the brand. Fourth step to standing out in this digital era is by creating remarkable value, not just content. So many people are out there filming stuff, posting out on the internet, and they are just doing it for the fun of it without even consciously doing stuff that will be of great value to their audience. One thing I always say to people is that people will not give you their money if they haven't first given you their attention. So when you're posting out content there, you have to seek to achieve one of three things. You either educate people with your content, that's one form of value, or you entertain people with your content, or you inspire people with your content. But always make sure that you leave your audience with something to think about, or something that was impactful, something that if they apply it takes them 1%, 2%, 10% better in their personal life, in their business, in whatsoever area you want to impact their lives. Instead of posting stuff and then you put up a tag buy now, you can post okay, here's how to save 30% of your home's energy bill even without switching suppliers. Like it is value oriented, it's consumer first, customers first before yourself. You are out there to serve rather than to be served. You are out there to help rather than people to help you. So content that helps people makes your brand the go-to source, not a forgotten brand. The fifth step to standing out in this digital era will be staying consistent. Staying consistent. Like for you to be visible, you have to follow repetition. Visibility loves repetition. Everybody has to be consistent. I mean, when I say consistency, both in volume and in repetition, you have to show up show up as many times as possible, as consistently as possible. Like, brands don't become memorable overnight. People cannot just see you once and begin to remember you for the rest of their life. They become familiar with you through repetition. Your audience should see and hear your message so consistently that your presence becomes synonymous with your niche. Like, when they see you, they can say, oh, this is, we know him for marketing, we know him for healthcare, we know him for fintech, we know him for this. So, like, you have to show up so much that when people think about this niche, it's you that comes to their mind. When people think about this niche, it's you that comes to their minds. So when you hear the slang, just do it, you don't think, you just feel it's Nike. That's the consistency. It's not a coincidence. It was planned and deliberately followed consistently. Visibility loves repetition. So we have to stand for something, put out consistent value out there, and people will see us and connect with us on a deeper level. And by so doing, we can stand out very well in the marketplace. So here's my pro insight. This is a 3V rule, 3V rule to dominate in any market. To rise above the noise, your marketing must have 3Vs: vision, voice, and value. The vision is the clear purpose that drives your brand story. The voice is a consistent tone that reflects your values, and the value in itself is a unique promise that makes your audience say, okay, I want this from you. So if one of these things is missing in your brand, you basically blend in with all others. But if all three are strong, then you stand apart from your competitors. So for all of us who have watched this video this far, I want us to take an assessment on our brand. Ask yourself, what's the one thing that makes your brand different, and why should anyone care? If you cannot answer that clearly by yourself, then your customers will be able to answer that as well. So refine your positioning, simplify your story, and repeat it until the market remembers your name and even attaches it to a particular niche. In this world full of noise, silence doesn't make you stand out. It is clarity that does. You don't need to shout louder than everyone else. You just need to sound like yourself, clearly, confidently, and consistently. Because the brands that stand out are not the ones that talk the most, they are the ones that speak with purpose. Thank you all for joining us today on the day 15th of our 100 Days of Digital Dominance series. I hope to bring more value to you all that will be impactful in your digital marketing in your businesses. Thanks so much for the likes and the support. I wish to see you in the next video. Have a nice day.